You know what we're all talking about in the media. How much of the fact that Zeke is not in your camp is being discussed on that practice field?
Not at all. It's just not a factor with our coaches and our players. I know certainly it's something the media likes to have something that they can write about, and certainly I know our fans are interested in terms of when this thing might come to a conclusion, but it's certainly a zero focus as far as our players and our coaches and our organization. So, other than what myself and our salary cap guys are doing behind the scenes.
How often are you talking with Zeke's team these days?
Very rarely. You kind of, there's this perception out there about negotiations that, there's these ongoing talks and they go on hours at a time, and that's just not the case. You kind of set the boundaries of where you think it should be, and certainly, they're all represented by very sharp people, and they're trying to do the best for their client. And, you kind of sit there and you stew on it and you think about it, and you're always trying to think of something that might bridge a gap. But at the end of the day, this is a distribution dilemma for us. I mean, the money's going to go out the door. It's going to be spent across the board with our team. It's just Jerry and I's job to decide, how to divide the pie. And, everybody wants their share and as much as they can get, and rightfully so. I mean, that's not the player's problem. That's not Dak's issue. That's not Zeke's issue. That's not Amari's issue, is to worry about who gets what. I mean, that's our issue. Certainly it ultimately comes around to them because it's what we're willing, how much of the pie we're willing to give them. And, all these are great football players, and we're going to exhaust all energy to get this done. And, we want each one of these guys to walk away very happy, with their business, with their contract situation. It's not anything we're concerned about. It's not anything that we're uptight about. It's not anything we're puzzled about. It's just something, that's the business of football, and we have to continue to work on it.
Well, obviously, the fact that Zeke is withholding his services right now has placed at least a pressure point, one believes. Are you surprised that he did not show up to Oxnard, Stephen Jones?
Well, we expect all players that have a contract to show up, and, obviously he didn't. There's rules that pertain to these type of things, and we certainly, have to respect that. Zeke's been a great football player for us, and, he's a warrior on the field, and, we got great respect for him, and, we just want to get resolution at some point.
Well, in terms of your I guess, remedies, there are in the collective bargain agreement remedies in terms of fines, and if he doesn't show for the preseason game, which it appears he will not, a week one game check. Are the Cowboys doing that, Stephen?
Yeah, we don't want to get into the details of how we're working behind the scenes. I don't think that's really fruitful for anybody. As I said, we've got nothing but the greatest respect for all three of these guys. As I said, it's a distribution dilemma.
Right.
We've drafted well. Hats off to Will McClay and our scouting staff and our coaching staff and all the work that we put into, putting a great young football team together. And we certainly don't want to see these young players that we've drafted over the years walk out the door. And that's why, it's a high-class problem. It's a good problem to have. We want to continue to have it. But how to keep all these young players. And, it doesn't end with these three. I mean, as soon as I can promise you there's guys laying around in these hotel rooms out here that are, that want their turn and want their time at bat in terms of what their contract may look at. So, it's not anything. It's just part of the business. It's not anything we're frustrated with. It's not anything, that every team has to confront in terms of how they divide up their salary cap. And certainly we're no different than others, and we'll continue to work at it and feel comfortable that ultimately we'll get a resolution.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download the Rich Eisen Show app.